Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today we are going to be taking a look at the DOGE charts and we're going to see where it might be headed, and we will cover both bullish and bearish scenarios as well, just to simply cover all of the possibilities. And towards the end of the video I'll cover the overall macro structure of the overall altcoin market as well. Now, for those of you who love trading crypto and would like to try out the same crypto exchanges I use on a regular basis, feel free to go ahead and try out either the MEXC exchange or the Blowfin exchange with the links in the video description down below this video. Now, the reasons why I love using both of these exchanges, the reason why I love MEXC is because they have some of the cheapest trading fees in the entire industry, which is very nice because you simply get to keep more of your profits. Now, the reason why I love Blowfin is because they allow anybody from anywhere to be able to sign up and trade crypto futures. So for those of you in the United States, if you are looking for a place to trade crypto futures, you can do it right here on Blowfin, which is very nice. I actually have been trading my crypto futures here recently, and it's very, very nice. Very simple to use UI. So let's go ahead and take a look at the big bad dog coin chart. So we have got Doge here on the daily chart, and what's interesting here is, hey, just like a lot of the other popular altcoins, this thing has been creating higher lows very, very nicely, and it looks like it may be doing it again. As you guys can see here, we had a higher low here, we had a higher low here, and we have a higher low here. And the whole goal here is I'm hoping that we continue to keep following this trend line all the way up to the high of 22 cents, almost 23 cents. And so what I see happening here in a bullish scenario is we bounce off of this trend line right here where we're at right now, and we end up gaining enough momentum to cross through and finally cross through this resistance area of almost 17 cents and break through it with enough momentum to be able to go up to the next level, and at the next level end up, this next level of resistance at 18.5, and then come back down for a minor correction and maybe go down to the bottom of the channel again here, and then we gain enough momentum to go back up again, break through this one, and then go up to the next one and just continue to repeat the process all the way up and create higher lows, higher and higher all the way up. And that's realistically what I want to see happen with the big bad dog coin. But as we all know, in crypto anything can happen, and all it takes is an ounce of negative news for people to start selling out and people getting scared, and they instantly start selling their bags like little pansies, and that's usually what ends up happening. So let's hope that does not happen, all right? But realistically here, if that does end up happening and we do end up getting a bearish scenario here, what I could see happening is obviously we fall through this trend line right here, and we will probably end up heading down towards this first layer of support down here at 13.5, and probably end up bouncing off of it to cool off, and we'll probably end up hitting this midterm support right in here, or midterm resistance it will be, and end up going back down further down to this next level here, before hopefully gaining momentum again. By this time, if this does happen, by this time it would be so oversold that it would bounce off of it and go way the hell higher. And that's the hope anyway, okay? That is the hope if a bearish scenario were to happen, all right? Now, let's go ahead and turn on some indicators. Now that we've got support and resistance levels out of the way, we'll go ahead and turn on some indicators and see what the indicators are telling us. So when we turn on the EMAs, what's very nice here about the EMAs is like right back here before we started trending back upwards again, price literally bounced off of the 200 EMA, which is very, very, very nice to see. That means we are still extremely bullish in the macro view on the big bad dog coin, and we could be heading much, much higher, which is very nice to see, all right? So realistically, what we want to see here is we want to see price action be following a trend above all of the EMAs here for an extremely bullish move, all right? Just like we see right down here in this bullish move, all right? All of the EMAs, they pretty much lined up like racing style. Think Hot Wheels cars, for instance, and they ended up just taking off, and all price action was all underneath, or all price action was above all of these EMAs, which is technically what we want to see in a very strong uptrend, all right? So when we go ahead and take away the EMAs and turn on the Bollinger Bands, let's see what we got going on here. So as we can clearly see with the Bollinger Bands here, typically what happens in an uptrend with the Bollinger Bands is price usually comes down to the moving average down here, which is the pink line, and ends up bouncing off of it and going up again, all right? And if this is currently a strong enough uptrend that we're in right now, then we will end up going up to the next level of the bands up here and, you know, making another short-term high, which would be very nice to see here, and that's realistically what we want to see, all right? But if it fails and we end up going through it, then we will go to the bottom of the band and obviously be testing that level right there, all right? So when we take away the Bollinger Bands, and we will take a look at the RSI and the stochastic RSI. So when we're looking at stochastic RSI and regular RSI, we can clearly see that regular RSI is extremely, I mean, it has been riding the neutral level for some time now, which is actually really not that big of a deal. That's kind of nice to see. But stochastic RSI is dropped. It's majorly oversold right now, which technically means, actually, it's not majorly oversold. It's just starting to be oversold, which typically means that, you know, hey, momentum is starting to drop a little bit, but not enough to make the standard RSI drop big time or anything like that. So realistically, we're in a good spot right now. I mean, I like seeing this here, right here, right now, because once the stochastic RSI starts to, you know, come back around and start to go up again, that could honestly signal that, you know, hey, we are going to bounce. We are for sure going to bounce off of this trend line here and start going upwards here. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the overall altcoin market cap of the overall altcoin market. All right, so when we are taking a look at the total 3 chart, which is the chart for the market cap for all of the altcoins in the market except Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right, we can clearly tell we're in a rising wedge pattern right now, which, I mean, yeah, that is kind of concerning, but I mean, if momentum continues and we break through it, then that's going to be good news here, all right? And that's what we want to see here. But we do have to remember that rising wedges, they do typically result in further downside movement at some point in time, but that doesn't happen every single time, okay? So you got to keep that in mind as well. But the main key levels, if we do end up dropping through the rising wedge, we want to be looking for major support at either 623 billion, 595 billion, or 558 billion at the very bottom, okay? But what I could see happening here is we end up gaining some momentum. I mean, clearly we created a higher low here, we created another higher low here, another higher low here, and we may be creating another higher low right in here. And if that does happen, then I fully expect that the altcoin market cap will continue to go up to the top of this channel again before end up coming back down again, and kind of repeat this whole zigzag process all the way up and down until we finally either gain enough momentum to break out to the upside or lose enough momentum to go through the downside and go down. All right, so realistically, that is what we want to see happen. We want to see it go above and break this level of 764 billion, and at that point in time, I will personally start to feel extremely bullish on the overall altcoin market. So guys, before I go ahead and actually wrap up this video, if you did enjoy this video and you got some good value out of it, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button below the video to help me out. Leave me a comment below on your personal thoughts on where you think the price is going to go of the big bad dog coin. And with that said, for those of you who ended up sticking around and watching this video through the end, thank you guys very, very much. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you all in my future videos.